Hello, welcome back to another episode in which I'm ranking all the Office episodes. And today we got season 4 of The Office, and you know, let's just do a recap of how the tier system works. I'm pretty sure everybody knows how it works, but for the people who doesn't, it's gonna be S tier for the constant rewatch, the episodes that you will watch, and then you'll kind of find it yourself rewatching. But for this tier list, it's for me. But A, it's really good. B, it's good, not great. C, it's neutral. D, it's unmemorable. It's boring. E, it's terrible. F, it's just one of those constant skips. But without further ado, cue the music. We have ourselves our season opener, starting off with Fun Run. I will say, Fun Run is probably... It's one of my favorite episodes to start off the season. It starts off pretty strong, kind of showing what they've been up to for the past summer, and showing that what the branch has been up to. So it starts off with Michael hitting Meredith with his car, pretty hilarious, and they come to find out that she has rabies after Dwight put a bag over her head in where is it? Business school, and he put the bag over her head, and they were trying to catch the bat. I don't know why she didn't stay inside the bathroom. I that is one of the plot lines where I'm like, what the hell? So, in all honesty, Fun Run, it's a pretty good episode. For Dunder Mifflin Infinity, it's the second episode of the season. It's okay. It's good, not great, honestly. I'm gonna put it probably by safety training and grief counseling. It's an okay episode. I know what it's about, but it's kind of hard to explain. So basically, Toby kind of outs Jim and Pam and their relationship, and Ryan comes down to Scranton, and he tells his whole business plan about Dunder Mifflin Infinity, about how the website's going to be its own thing, and they go out of their way to Dwight and him try to go out of his way to do it like the old days of how they would go out with gift baskets and try to win back their salesmen. It's an okay episode. It's really memorable because of the scene where Michael and Dwight drive through the pond. It's pretty hilarious. I think it's a good episode, but it's a good episode. Kind of stays at that. Doesn't really exceed the great level, so I would put it right there. It's a good episode. For Launch Party, I do like Launch Party, but it kind of has some drawbacks. I think the only drawbacks is honestly, well, there's not really that much drawbacks. It's just there's a lot happening. There's Michael taking the kid for ransom. He's driving out to New York City, and he's trying to see himself with the other employees. But as it turns out, they were in a call, and there's a lot of things happening. And I like the B plot with Dwight and the Dwight against the computer and how many sales it can make. Like, they're trying to best how much paper sales it can make, or the salesman can make more paper sales than the actual computer or the website. And I really like that. I think it's an okay episode, but it's a good episode. But like Dunder Mifflin Infinity, it kind of stays at that. So I'm gonna put that one in. It's probably by basketball. No, probably by branch closing. Yeah. So I'd probably put it right there. Now for the next episode, we have Money. Money it's a pretty good episode. I will put Money in. It's a really good episode. It's a really great episode. I'd put it. I'd put it probably before Casino Night. I do like it. There's some positives. There's some negatives. The positives are Jim and Pam, they go out to Dwight's Dwight's estate or Dwight's farm, and I really enjoy the kind of the chemistry that they have, and Dwight kind of having that little sort of character growth while talking to Jim. Well, not really character growth, but more of kind of learning to move on a bit, and I really enjoy that. I really enjoy that part of the episode. I like Michael. You know, I love that there's a whole different side to it. There's a so when he's a boss, everybody doesn't really like him, but then when he's a salesman, everybody likes him. Everybody loves that. He watches Die Hard. Everybody loves that. He kind of talks so much to the point where it attracts people around him and it makes him good friends at that company. And that's something I really like. So, but one thing, the only drawbacks I will say is the reason why he has another job. It's because of Jan. Jan, she's cool, but she really pissed me off in this season, or basically in the past few seasons. But you know, I like it. It's a really great episode. It has more positives and less negatives, but in the sense they kind of just balance it out, and that's something I like. So money, it's gonna sit right there. Nothing. Yeah, I think it's gonna sit right there. I really like it. For the next one, we have local ad. Local ad. I do like local ad. Local ad is probably one of my favorites. I might have to put local ad in a really great episode, probably in the first one. It's not my constant rewatch. I don't know, because I do like it. It's when they all work together to make. Fuck it. I'm gonna make it S tier. S tier probably by Beach Games, behind Beach Games. I like it because it shows all the workers working together to build or make this ad for, or this advertisement for the company, and it shows at the end how cool, how creative it is for the company of Dunder Mifflin is than the actual corporation. Like it's really awesome, and I really enjoy seeing all of them together work together. And I will say local ad is probably one of my favorite episodes. I rewatch it sometimes, but that's why it's kind of in the end. But it is one of those rewatchable episodes where I'm like, I'll put it on in the background and it's something I'll rewatch. Well, I can say that about all these ones, but for local ad, it sort of sits in that spot of I can rewatch it and I won't have any problems. That kind of makes sense. Branch Wars, holy man, that is one of my favorite episodes. I can't explain it at all. It is. I just love all of them dressing up. I love them going after the other company. So basically in this episode, Stanley is thinking about going to another facility, which what was her name? Karen is working at. Karen is working at a new facility in Utica, and or the branch. She's working at another branch in Utica after Jim broke up with her, and Stanley wants to, or he called her to wanting to switch, and she offered him more money, and he was thinking about moving over there with his family and everything. And Michael takes it personally to go after Utica and kind of bring Dwight along while also bringing Jim along and also manipulating him. And it's such a good episode because it shows so much of Michael's character. It shows so much of, well, not really much of Dwight's character, but it really brings their trio into like the Triforce of Legend of Zelda. And I really like it when they all work together, even if they're in just small groups. Branch Wars is probably one of my favorite episodes for that. I rewatch it mostly every time. I collected the Funkos for it, and I myself, I love it. I love that episode. So I'm gonna put that one in S tier. Oh my goodness. We have Safety Survivor Man. It's probably gonna be an S tier, probably behind the injury. I love this episode because it really shows I don't know, the confidence in Michael. But in all honesty, I really like this episode because it kind of puts Jim on the spot, and it kind of shows what kind of leader he will be, and it shows how, like, it kind of lays breadcrumbs of what Jim's future could be in the company as a boss, and how he will be able to handle these situations. There's a few ups and downs a bit, but those are not so much to bring it down. But Safety Survivor Man, there's a lot of positives. Michael going out, doing his own thing, I love it. Dwight trying to knock him out, I love it. Jim against the whole office, I love it. And it's basically all, like, they all combine the parties, and it's there's no words I can put into describing how much this episode is really awesome. Or not really awesome, but more of, it really shows character growth for Jim, Michael, and most of the office. No, well, not most of the office, just mainly Jim and Michael. And at the conversation at the end of the episode, I really liked because they kind of connect more with their friendship that kind of sparked in where is it? The convention. So, that's why I really like that episode. The deposition. I do like the deposition, but it's probably going to be a really great episode. It's not a constant rewatch. I don't find myself rewatching it a lot, but it is one of those episodes where I will watch it and I will still have a good time, And Michael versus Jan, I'd like it. I like the dynamic, and I love at the end that he chooses his company, which was a good choice for him, over Jan. I don't like Jan as much, but she's a really awesome character, and Melora Harding really plays her really well, and that's something that I love. And the side plot with Daryl and Jim playing ping pong against each other, I like that. I like the character chemistry that they kind of brew up in that. Kelly and Pam, it's okay. It's not for me, but it's okay. But in all honesty, it's a really good episode. It's probably going to be an A tier and really great. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. Oh my god. It is happening. Dinner Party is probably going to be the first SS tier. Well, it's like beyond Branch Wars. It's beyond most of all the episodes that we have just went over. I love Dinner Party so much. It's like it has the most cringiest, corniest things you can add into an episode of The Office, and I'm like eating it up like it's a mango, and I love the episode because it really brings out Michael's character and Jan's character, and they all, like, kind of the tipping point for Jan, and it just falls off, and Michael just goes off, and I love that. I love everything that they're doing in this episode to make it the most insane and most incomprehensible episode, because basically Dinner Party is just them, Michael tricking Jim and Pam into finally coming over for a dinner party where Dwight's not invited, but Jim and Angela are, since they're in a relationship. Oh yeah, Andy Angela got together, like, I think it was in local ad. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was local ad, but it was oh no, I think no, it was in Money. Yes, it was in Money. But anyways, with all that aside, Jim or Michael, no, uh, Dwight wasn't invited, but Michael blatantly says, he's his friend, and he wasn't invited only because Dwight wasn't, he didn't have like someone with him. But I love that he brought his like nanny or his caretaker when he was growing up, and I love that, and it's pretty hilarious. I love the episode. It's an awesome episode. It's an awesome episode. I know it doesn't have the other characters, but I feel like in this episode, it's separating it from the Office facility. I believe it's such a strong episode by itself. Away from all that, and I love it. And I rewatched this episode so much, probably more than Branch Wars, The Client, The Injury, Safety Survivor Man, and all the rest. And I myself, this is probably one of my favorites. And yeah, so sorry, I may have took too long on that, but on the next one we have Beach Chair Model. It's okay. It's it's a good, not great episode. I will say it's probably behind the carpet. There's reasons. Well, I feel like we kind of hit like a dip in quality here. I will only say it's the only things that bring it down is just if you're binge watching this whole entire series or this entire season by itself, or just overall you watched the last episode, how fun and exciting it has your like anxiety pretty high about that episode, and then you watch this episode, it's like a major it's a major downslide, and it's okay. I like the episode, but it's not as good as Dinner Party. It's not as good as Branch Wars and the rest that I put up there. It's okay, it's just when Michael finds Pam is trying to get Michael to buy a new chair, and Michael he can't focus, so he ends up looking at the chair lady, and he finds her really attractive, and he's gonna, since he is newly single, he's gonna try to go out with the chair model, but Michael finds out she's dead from Dwight, and he basically tries to get himself like a new lover, and he tries to ask his employees to send him numbers, and he'll like call them, and basically he's just trying to get it back into the dating game. And it's a pretty good episode, but it's a good, not great episode, honestly. But moving on, we have Night Out. I do like Night Out. Night Out is when Michael goes to party with Dwight, and the office employees are supposed to come in on Saturday, but they decide to work together and finish what they had on Friday so they don't have to come in on Saturday. And it's a good episode. It has one of the most cringiest scenes ever, but besides that, it's a good episode. It's an alright episode. I will say, I put it above Safety Training. It's a good, not great episode. The only drawbacks I will say about it is the characters. They don't really have much to do in this episode, and I don't have anything against that, but it's just there's not really much material to be working with in this. So I guess we'll just leave it as that. Did I stutter? I do like this episode. I will say it's probably between the Coop and Cocktails, because Did I Stutter is when Stanley, he talks back to Michael while he's having a meeting, and Michael tries to fire him, well, fake fire him, but he just plays it off as a jerking way to the point where Stanley just kind of yells at him, but at the end of the episode, Michael kind of just sits him down and he tells him that, hey man, you can't talk to me like that. And I really like that ending scene because it really solidifies Michael as a good boss, and I really like that. It kind of shows that, at the end of the day, he still is the one in power, and he is still the one that kind of sits at the top, and no one can overstep on him, and that's something that I like. So I will say Did I Starter is probably one of my favorites, and it's a really good episode, really great episode. Job Fair, it's okay. It's not. I'd say it's by safety training, and I'd put it back here by basketball and sexual harassment. Job Fair is when Michael, Oscar, and Pam, they go out to schools trying to recruit interns for the summer, and Jim, Andy, and Kevin, they go out to go make a sales because Jim is pressured by Ryan to kind of make sales and put it on the website. It's an okay episode. There's not really much that happens or kind of grows. Besides Pam kind of getting into graphic design and looking into schools for that. It's an okay episode. It's good, not great. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Goodbye, Toby. I might have to put this there. It is one of my favorite episodes. I keep saying that. I keep like kind of laying that down that I'm it's one of my favorite episodes, but Goodbye Toby has got to be one of my favorite episodes. I will be rewatching this episode whenever I see it. I'll be watching that, Dinner Party, or Branch Wars. I'll be watching all these season 4 episodes, and it's such a good episode. I love the character of Holly. I love the character of Toby and how he's finally leaving, and him yelling, "Does anybody have a camera?" I love it. I love everything that's happening in this episode. Michael singing at the end, I like it. I will say the only drawback that I will say that I have against it is kind of because this is the season finale. It's just the Jan at the end where she basically has a baby, and it's kind of like a cliffhanger to the next season. It's really. It has its drawbacks to the point where I'm a little lost, and like you have such a good episode going for you, and then you hit us with Jan, and that kind of leaves Michael split between Holly and Jan. I kind of wish that was left for a different season or a different, or like next season at like the mid season, But in my opinion, I feel like if that was left out, I would have no problem watching it. But no, I still have no problem watching it. But it's just one scene that I wish was left out. So, among other things, I guess we're at the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be making the next episode. So I will see you on that episode. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. And, yeah.